Coming up this week, more details are revealed about the OpenAI device that Jony Ive is working on. Google shoots to the top of the leaderboard with a new model that takes over your computer. New data suggests that the honeymoon period for vibe coding apps is over, and a new heartwarming AI feature that also puts users into a bit of a moral conundrum. Stay tuned for all of that and more, and as always, if you enjoy the briefing, hit the subscribe and the like button. So the big story of the week was, of course, OpenAI's launch of its new products, Agent Kit and Apps, which are the company's latest steps towards building a walled garden ecosystem that leverages ChatGPT's 800 million plus weekly active users. I cover my thoughts on that in a separate video, but since the announcement, several OpenAI execs have shared their perspective on the launch. Nick Turley, the head of product at ChatGPT, said that the vision is to create an entire operating system inside ChatGPT, with further products like a browser not ruled out and potentially coming soon. As well as Nick, former Apple legend Jony Ive, who now works at OpenAI, also dropped some new hints about the device that he and his colleagues are working on. He told attendees in conversation with Sam Altman that the upcoming product is like nothing anyone has seen before. He said, "I've never in my career come across anything vaguely like the affordance, like the capability that we're now starting to sense. This capability," he argued, "demands a fundamental rethinking of the devices that we use, which he described as legacy products from a bygone era." He confirmed that the company is working on a shortlist of 15 to 20 different products, and that he wants the device to make us smile. He said that if it's just another deeply serious sort of exclusive thing, then I think that would do us all a huge disservice. Now, this could potentially be a dig at the hyper-corporate tone that Apple seems to adopt in its latest product launches versus the whimsical joy of the Steve Jobs era, but let's hope that whatever they're cooking up can do a better job than some of the recent new entrants to the market, including the Friend pendant, which has recently splurged millions of dollars of investment on taking over ad billboards in LA for a product that has been widely panned. Elsewhere this week, Google has unveiled a new computer use model that is capable of interacting with user interfaces and beats other similar models with a score of 69% versus 55% for the nearest competitor, Claude's Sonnet 4.5. Gemini 2.5 computer use can perform actions in the browser that could be of interest to product teams, including automatically updating CRM data and even organizing digital sticky notes after a meeting. So Google says that this test video was created with a prompt which essentially asks the agent to go to a spreadsheet, get all details for any pet with California residency, and then add them as a guest in a spa's CRM. Once they're added as a customer in the CRM, the agent sets up a follow-up appointment with the specialist for any time after 8 a.m. And as you can see from this example, it does a pretty good job of getting the data from the source and performing the required actions in the CRM. This new model will also support human-in-the-loop confirmation when it's performing sensitive activities like making payments. And if you're interested in learning more about agentic payments, then check out this week's Knowledge series over on Substack. In this Knowledge series, I take a look at the new agentic commerce protocol that was unveiled by Stripe and OpenAI. In it, I dig into the specifications with the core concepts worth knowing, in simple terms, and also how product teams might be able to use this new protocol to power agentic payments for their own product. So if you're interested in learning more about this new payment protocol, then check out that Knowledge series over on Substack. And speaking of AI agents, Cursor has introduced a new mode for its developer agent called Plan Mode. This was unveiled by product manager Andrew Milch, and the new mode allows the agent to gather all of the context that it needs by searching external files and other assets to come up with a detailed plan of action. In Plan Mode, the agent interacts with a human user to ask questions about the feature that's been requested before proceeding to the next steps. Cursor says that most of the company's new features are now started with Plan Mode, and Cursor isn't alone in its widespread adoption of AI agents. The co-founder of Notion says that the company now has over 300 custom-built AI agents that work alongside its employees. One of these is an agent that tracks internal feedback about new product changes and automatically logs and triages that change ready for development. And this week, Perplexity's head of special projects, Ali Panju, speaking on X, said that they believe that the next phase of AI will be marked by agents that work silently in the background and perform actions on your behalf. To realize this vision, they're currently hiring more engineers to work with them on this special projects team. With these new releases, it does seem as though piece by piece, the role of a traditional product manager is being chipped away. And this leads us nicely onto our tools for the week, the first of which is a company called Squad. So Squad calls itself the Cursor for product management, And it promises to analyze your data, surface insights, and also build your product roadmap. It includes a bunch of AI native features, including a feature that automatically connects to your data and then gives you guidance on the best solutions to achieve your goals. So in this example, you can see that Squad has generated a bunch of different recommendations, which a product team can then review and decide which one to build. It will also automatically create product briefs, PRDs, and strategy documents. So if you're looking for new ways to manage your product development process, then Squad might be something to check out. Next is a company called Lorikeet, which is a new type of customer support tool that was founded by a former product leader at Stripe. This tool interacts with users across chat, email, and voice, and it was recently featured in a new report from Andreessen Horowitz, which looked at the top 50 AI apps that companies are spending money on. This week, they launched a new feature called Team of Agents, which essentially spins up a bunch of different AI agents that can work across platforms including phone, SMS, email, or Slack to resolve customer service issues. So since this was featured in Andreessen Horowitz's report, I thought this could be one worth checking out. As a side note, if you are building your own customer service tools at the moment and you're interested in integrating audio, then it's worth mentioning that 11 Labs has unveiled a series of new open source UI components that are designed to be used by product teams who want to add audio-based agents into their products. The new gallery includes multimodal customer service chat tools, audio visualizers, and more. So if you are looking for new ways to visualize your customer service support, these new UI components from 11 Labs could be worth checking out. And the final product for this week is something called Clay. So Clay is a market research product that uses AI agents to enrich your data and let you perform super intelligent product market research. Companies like OpenAI are using this for their sales teams to enrich their lead data. And you can also use it for outbound marketing, which is hyper-personalized based upon the information that Clay knows about the person. So if you're looking for new ways to augment your marketing campaigns and to help out your sales team, then Clay could be worth taking a look as well. Now let's move on to some data and trends for the week, and we'll start with a new survey that was conducted by SaaS company Retool. And in it, they found that 65% of internal products are now built by non-engineers. They found that just 35% of apps built using its AppGen product were built by engineers, with the rest built by a mix of different roles, including ops leaders, product managers, data scientists, and others. Now, since this study was conducted by a low-code platform, we should factor that into the equation. A low-code platform will naturally attract non-developers because they are a key user segment for no-code tools, but the numbers are pretty interesting nonetheless. The report also includes some nuggets on how vibe-coded internal apps are impacting businesses and workers. It shows that 46% of internal builders are recognized by leadership as someone who can make things happen. 80% of builders say they can go from problem identification to solution implementation without any additional support. And most internal tool builders are at the leadership or management level at 31%. Other companies are also doubling down on their vibe coding efforts. An leaked memo from Meta this week showed that the company is rolling out a new set of vibe coding tools aimed at reducing its deployment times from 99 minutes to 2 minutes or less. This is good news for vibe coding app vendors, but new analysis shows that the initial crop of vibe coding tools are suffering a bit of a post-summer slump. As you can see in this graph from Barclays, Vercel usage is down 64%, Lovable is down 40%, and Bolt is down 27%. Now this may just be a natural dip after the initial hype cycle, or it may be a symptom of a deeper problem with vibe coding SaaS products, where users sign up to experiment but churn and never return. Other data worth checking out this week includes this new data visualization piece from the Financial Times. This piece is entitled How AI Became Our Personal Assistant and pulls in multiple different sources of data to craft a narrative about the relationship between AI and humans. One of the charts that struck my attention was this, which is a graph showing the countries that use AI the most. Countries in Europe dominate the list of highest adopters, with much lower rates observed in South Asia and Sub-Saharan Africa. The UAE tops the list, with 59% of the people in the country using AI, and it comes off the back of the UAE's push to become an AI superpower, with the country set to use AI for writing laws and introducing AI classes for children as young as 4. And finally this week, I leave you with a rather heartwarming new AI-powered feature from Ring. It's called Search Party, and it's designed to help dog owners get reunited with their missing pets. When a dog goes missing, Ring will use the footage from local cameras in the area to search for images matching the dog. Ring owners will be able to decide whether or not to share the data before it gets sent to the owner, but the feature is on by default, which has led to some criticism about privacy. For me personally, I'd happily share some camera footage to help a dog get reunited with its owner, even if it means giving up some privacy. But what do you think? Let me know in the comments below. And on that note, I'll leave it there for this week. Thanks very much for listening and watching. I'll be back next week with another briefing.